Hi guys, I'm the Impaired Grappler. Welcome to my podcast. Today's episode is another Rollcast. I recently went up to the Gold Coast and got a chance to spend some time with Jason Roebig at his academy, Access Jiu-Jitsu there. So yeah, Jason was very gracious to allow me the honour to be able to roll with him and also learn from him at his school while I was up there. So it was a good experience, and you know, I would recommend anyone going to the Gold Coast to check out his gym up there. We touched on a lot of things like his Rickson and Kron Gracie influences and connection and Invisible Jiu-Jitsu, all that sort of stuff, as well as injuries and what's coming up with the Jiu-Jitsu Federation of Australia. And yeah, we touched on a few things like that. So I hope you guys enjoy this Rollcast, and we'll catch you on the other side. Us. Right. Hi guys, I'm the Impaired Grappler. Welcome to my podcast. Today's guest is Jason Roebig, who is a Rickson Gracie representative in Australia. His school, Access Academy on the Gold Coast. Yeah, he's also the Australian representative of the Jiu-Jitsu Global Federation. Oh, I think I got that right. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on. So yeah, we rolled yesterday, and we're gonna or the other day we're gonna have a look at that roll and discuss it and everything. So
sure. Yeah. No worries.
So yeah, let's have a look. See that all right?
Yep.
Right, so start standing. Yeah, so trip me over, I've got the one arm, so it's a bit hard to base out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a pretty good roll. Yeah, I'm trying to get side control. But your feet, your hooks were just everywhere. Yeah, it was good to feel the Invisible Jiu-Jitsu, the connection that you had as well. So like, yeah, it's pretty good concepts. I was using my defences and you were using my defences against me.
Yeah.
So I was like, hold on, to put yourself in a better position.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always like you're trying to use some sort of like weights. Something that Kron used to say all the time was you need to apply weight to the top of your opponent, even when you're on the bottom. So
yeah,
it can be done with your legs and your arms, and so I'm trying to kind of do that all the time.
Yeah. Well, I'm always on the bottom, so I'm always trying to do that too. It's taken me a long time to sort of figure that out, but yeah, it's an endless journey. Like here, I try to get your arms on the ground and you just put your hips straight into my ribs. And
anchor that down.
I was like, yeah. And so then when you got this cross choke on me,
yes,
I couldn't even breathe anyway. So I pretty much tapped pretty quickly. Yeah, quicker than I normally do.
Yeah, right.
I'm usually comfortable in that position, but not this time.
Nice.
Yeah, I usually use my legs to hold your legs and hip down. Yeah. But
it's a different sort of feeling. I know that feeling from Kron and Rickson as well. It's just like a house, and you just want it to quickly end.
Yeah. I mean, I even felt that with Chris Burns. And but then you feel. Because I'm doing one arm. I rolled with Breno and I've rolled with Remo and Hawaii. It's the same thing. Yeah. But without the pressure. They're just doing full technique and wrapping me up. Yeah. So there's sort of like there's two. Yes. There's the invisible weight and then there's the 100% technique, and they're both. Yeah. But when you put them together,
for sure.
Pretty crazy. got really nice footwork. It's a good playful roll.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Rolled with your guys around here as well. A few of your guys are pretty good.
Yeah, thank you.
None of this wrapping the gi around the neck. And
it's all very
front.
fundamental, sort of very basic. Nothing too fancy.
Not too grippy and stuff. Yes.
No, I couldn't do a berimbolo if I tried, so I steer away from it.
Yeah, there will be. Like when you get a bit older, it's not like you can't do that no more.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. Yeah, the mobility sort of tends to go a little bit more.
And here, I got
you got me.
Yeah, I got you. that's just being a gracious host. Well, that's the thing. Like if you're a black belt and you teach, and then it's like, no, I can't let my students beat me. But it's like, how are they going to learn?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important that you give them a little bit and share your space with them as well.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're just not going to learn. You know, they need to sort of like feel where they're at as they're going as well.
Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah, my instructor does that too. But yes, no point smashing his students.
No, definitely not. No.
Yeah, you're back on the mounts again. Again, try to get your arms on the ground, and you just
switching over.
Switch overs, try something different. Yeah, you can tell when you're rolling with someone good. They're just like they'll get the same position and do like 10 different moves.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. They'll get you once, choke. The second time, armbar. Third time.
Yeah, that was a good fun roll.
I'm not sure if it's still. I think we're still going a little bit.
Is that it?
I might have been.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just let it go. There was another roll after.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. So yeah. All right. So some questions here I'd like to ask now. So basically, what started you in jiu-jitsu? What was your initial reason? Was it 96 that you started? 95?
No, it was a little bit later than that actually, sort of around the 2000 mark.
Okay.
I was doing more of the traditional Japanese arts at the time, and I was about to move over to Japan, and a friend that I'd met here was a judoka in Australia. He was over here for a holiday. Had put me onto another friend of his in Japan while I was over there. And he said, hey, this guy's going to a Jiu-Jitsu Academy in Tokyo. I'll tee up meeting with you guys and he'll take you to the academy. So that happened, and I met up with this guy, and the academy happened to be Axis. And I went in and had my sort of first session, and I had groundwork beforehand with traditional jiu-jitsu, and I had a lot of judo friends, so we'd dabbled in a lot of Mayweather and everything before. So I had like a fairly fundamental, basic game that put me in a good position to sort of survive, and then I had this one guy, Cristiano Kamanishi, who was a purple belt at the time, and I think Tucker back then had given him the nod to come and touch me up a little bit, because I was kind of the typical beginner of like using way too much strength, and and he basically just wiped the mat with me, and I was just blown away. So I was sold after that. I just couldn't get enough of it. I did traditional Japanese, but from
think 90s, around the late 90s,
Yeah.
96, 97.
Yeah.
But yeah, then like at the end of class you do 5 minutes on the ground. But then you go to then when I started doing the normal, like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was like way different.
Okay.
Well, what I learned on the ground, like apply pressure there and they'll open their guard. It's like, that doesn't happen. So,
a little bit more technical than that.
yeah, it's just why are you putting pain on? Why are you causing pain? We're training here, yeah. So,
yeah.
But so in terms of injuries and like what are the worst injuries you've had and what have you learnt? What are the biggest lessons you've learnt in rolling and teaching as well?
I think in the early days, everyone's guilty of using way too much strength and power and speed and sort of like unnecessarily. So I think my biggest lesson was obviously discovering that, the need to actually slow down so you can feel the technique a little bit more. And all of my injuries have pretty much come from the early belts where you are using a little bit too much of everything else that you shouldn't be using. So I've had shoulder surgery. I've had like a full reco on my shoulders. I've had bilateral knee surgery from meniscal tears, and that was all from turning my knees into the sort of like gogoplata positions, and then the guy stacking me pushing away. So, but I think after you have those injuries, you start to get a little bit smarter in the way you roll because you kind of like start to protect those areas of your body, and as a result, you kind of just get smarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's the kind of thing, like when you get older, it's like, if only I knew this when I was younger.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
I had this brain in my younger body.
Yeah, that's it, 100%. Yes.
And it's like helping teach, and like with regards to teaching with your school, so has teaching actually helped you understand your teachers better?
Oh, definitely. I think teaching even, like I got Tucker's blessing to open up the first Access School internationally, so I was only a purple belt then, and coming back to Australia as a purple belt, there actually wasn't that many on the Gold Coast. I think there was like Daniel Lima, Vincent
Perry. Were you from the Gold Coast?
Yes, and so Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was really young here at that time.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of the best things that anyone can ever do is if you ever get a chance to coach, or if your coach gives you that opportunity, I'd highly recommend taking that, because as you're teaching, you need to understand the deeper part of the technique to be able to translate that to the students. So teaching definitely deepened my knowledge of the technique for sure. Yeah.
So with regards to when you met Rickson, like your understanding of connection pre and post Rickson, like can you describe the difference? Tucker is one of the most amazing, and in my mind still today, one of the most incredible coaches. And he's Rickson Gracie black belt, and but his teaching style is his own as well, even though Rickson has influenced his teaching. So from Tucker, I probably got a very sort of fluid game and the ability to kind of like float over and flick around a little bit more, probably a little bit more fancy, which is kind of, I think, very typical at that purple belt stage. You're really starting to experiment with a lot of different techniques. But when Tucker first took me to the States to meet Rickson, Kron, I think, was only 14 or 15 at the time. And to feel what Rickson sort of did to me in relation to like just trying to stabilise myself even in his guard with him using no hands at all was just like out of this world. I've just never felt anything like it. So to answer that question, pre and post, when you feel that from Rickson, the man himself, it impacted me so much that I just wanted to let go of everything else and really just bring myself back to those, ground roots, fundamentals of just strengthening that and trying to understand connection for a start and try and implement the connection to my game. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rickson a few weeks ago got his red belt.
Yeah, it's
so
amazing.
it was like,
bit of a surprise for him as well.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, that was pretty cool to see. But
yeah,
that was amazing. So how did that make you feel? Like having a red belt grandmaster now as your...
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, he's one of the most humble guys that you'll ever come across. I mean, he is the GOAT, you know, but yet he's one of the most humble humans you'd ever come across. So he's obviously, you know, very deserving of it. And I mean, and I think most people have seen that and how humble he was in receiving it. He didn't even want to take it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and Horian said, now you have a red belt, you can make up your own.
Yeah.
I love that. It's like,
exactly.
okay, so with the Jiu-Jitsu Global Federation, and you're the Australian rep, for that. So what's the latest with regards to...
I think the latest news is obviously, you know, Rickson has a vision with the Global Federation, and that vision is to kind of create a Jiu-Jitsu community that suits everybody and not just the athlete. So he has a new format with the Rickson Gracie Cup. I mean, the Rickson Gracie Cup so far has only been held in Japan, but the first one with the new format, it will be held in New York in September. And I think his plan is to have one, you know, about 4, I'm not too sure exactly, but, you know, maybe one in the States, Brazil, Japan, Australia. So we created the JJFA, the Jiu-Jitsu Federation of Australia. That's you know, in conjunction with Rickson's federation. And looking forward to hosting that Rickson Gracie Cup probably in Melbourne next year.
Okay.
And that format has like a self-defense competition in it. I think it'll be more like an expo, so it'll run over sort of 3 or 4 days, with the expo being 1 day, with educational programs on, you know, academy owners being able to tap into different resources and student retention and business planning and things like that. And also with this self-defense competition, you know, Rickson wants to open it up for everybody that doesn't, you know, have the desire to get in there and like go hard in the traditional sense. So it'll be an exhibition of self-defense skills, and you know, that's...
So how will the rules kind of work? Like?
I think the rules will be pretty much the same, except that there'll be penalties in stalling, so gripping and stalling. So if you have a grip, you have to be very proactive with the grip and be advancing the position.
Yeah.
Whereas if I had like 2 sleeves and a spider guard and I'm just stopping you from advancing your game, you'll
So
start.
I've got a grip on your neck, but I'm using that as head control and stuff.
Yes. And you're trying to actually, you know, actively advance, then that's all cool. The point system as far as passing, everything will pretty much remain the same. And I believe no advantages. But I think Rickson is right in the sense that, you know, you either pass the guard or you don't. You either get the choke or you don't. So he's cancelling out the advantages. So it creates activity.
It's a self-defense now, so it's not about offense. It's not self-offense. So you shouldn't be given. You should be given. Shouldn't be given points for almost getting someone when the guy defending has done way better to defend the almost being choked. So
exactly. I mean, like if you're on the bottom,
points?
If you're on the bottom of the mount and you get out of the mount, that takes a lot of skill to do that. So yes, so along those lines, that's how it's going to work.
Just like you do with the Gracie. The combatives and all that as well still? Yeah,
I mean, we try to stick to the original format of self-defense that was created by Elio. I think obviously the most commonly known one by the Gracie brothers is the Gracie Combatives program. It's like a street defense program. I think everybody saw Rickson's interview with the boys in relation to, you know,
with Pedro.
With Pedro, and you know, the importance of bringing self-defense back into Jiu-Jitsu, because Rickson explains it as, you know, Jiu-Jitsu is going this way and now it's kind of like going off on a different tangent. So he wants to bring back the reality of Jiu-Jitsu and bring the importance of self-defense back into it. You know, I think the Gracie Combatives program is excellent, And
the best
it's
one, best for beginners especially.
yeah.
Everyone should learn those basic moves if you're doing it for like 10 years.
100%. Jiu-jitsu's got to work, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Just one final question. I just want to know, did you ever have any epiphanies in jiu-jitsu? So like one day you were like this, and then the next day, then something clicked, and then the next day you were like, oh, what a different practitioner.
Yeah, definitely. So that happened for me, obviously, with Rickson the first time, but when Kron was 20, he came over here and stayed with me for 2 weeks. We had a mutual friend here, and we ended up by hiring this beautiful big house that my friend got, and we took the mats up there and put the mats down in the garage and trained every afternoon. And for me, what Kron did to me and what I couldn't do to him that I could do to everybody else was really just like a light bulb moment for me. It was like whatever he's doing, it felt like it wasn't jiu-jitsu, whatever I was doing before, this was something that was completely different.
Right.
So
there's different levels. And
So, I mean, I asked probably, he got sick of me by the end of it because I think I asked so many questions, but, the way he explained the connection and the relationship between the opponent, the ground, and himself in relation to very basic fundamental movement and connected weight and weight distribution, that was really a wake-up moment for me. After that, I pretty much concentrated all of my time in doing exactly what he was doing. So that was a real light bulb moment for me. Yeah.
Awesome. So what's coming up? We've got Rickson coming down in August.
Rickson's coming in August. He arrives on the 15th, and he's doing a seminar on the Gold Coast. Then one in Melbourne on the Wednesday the 23rd, Sydney on the 26th, and the Gold Coast one I think is the Saturday the 19th, the 20th. So like the East Coast tour.
Yeah.
So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it was awesome last year.
Yeah, it's going to be, sort of sharing his Invisible Jiu-Jitsu this time, and it's going to be
it's good.
Really good.
Yeah, he's getting a bit more involved as well.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's really good to see him out there and spreading the word.
It's a huge thing for him to be coming all the way out here and sharing the knowledge, and he's really very passionate about jiu-jitsu and bringing the reality of jiu-jitsu back to life as far as self-defense is concerned.
And bringing Helios vision.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, absolutely.
To the masses.
100%.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll put links to your school and your website and all that, and
cool.
Put info on the tour and that. So
yeah, beautiful.
All right.
Thanks very much, mate.
Thanks for doing it.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Great pleasure.
Yeah.
And we'll probably be out in hopefully a couple of weeks.
Okay. Yeah. Too easy. Keep it posted.
So we'll do.
Yeah.
All right.
Sweet.
Thanks.
That's great.
Right. See you guys.
Alrighty guys, I hope you enjoyed that Rollcast with Jason Roebig. Yeah, he was a very gracious host at his school Access on the Gold Coast, so if you're ever up there, make sure you check it out. His group of guys and girls up there were very hospitable as well, and they do the good old school self-defense jiu-jitsu, which is my favourite. So be sure to check out his website and what's coming up with the Jiu-Jitsu Federation of Australia. The links will be in the description below. And hit that like, subscribe and share, and we'll see you next time. Us.